Well, greetings, gamers. This is Dr. Eileen, the Gaming Doc, and this is your place and your space, as late as it may be, to laugh, to chat, to chill, to hang out, to take a moment, to take a break, to take a breath, and say, we need to tilt the camera a little bit, and say, it has been a day, and the camera wasn't working after I put everything together, and it's tilted. There we go. I had to re-put together everything, and apparently it was not doing the thing. So yes, and we've got Mr. Harmless in. Let's see, who is Bladella in for the gold medal, Mr. Harmless in for the silver, and Iron Eagle, my eagle of iron, hashtag Doxagoomer, in for the bronze. And just like the Olympic medalists, take your places on your risers, wrap yourselves in your national flags as we play your national anthems. Oh, goodness gracious. Great balls of fire. And Shrek Fork. Duck. Ads. Ugh. Ads. Oh, it is a thing. It has been a heck of a day. And it is. Have you listened to Tame Impala? I am Iron Man. I have not listened to Tame Englishing Impala. I'm telling you, you have to remind me about what that is and who that is and why that is and all of that. So, yes. Anyway, to catch everybody up, yes, I was trying to move from one place to another, and one of the places, I am Shrek Fork, I am Iron Eagle. It's the Mouseketeer roll call. Anyway, it has been a heck of a week so far, and it's only Tuesday. Yesterday, I think I probably ran to pretty much every corner that this island has, trying to figure out a place to stay. And just like Dorothy and Wizard of Oz, I discovered that sometimes you don't have to go past your own front gate to find where home is and where you want to be. And so I will be staying here at the Airbnb. I have been able to make arrangements with the host, who thinks that I'm pretty keen, and I will be staying here for the foreseeable future, and it is nice. We've got everything set up, the gang's all here, and it has just been, I worked so hard to be able to, figure out, a place to stay and all this stuff that was more permanent. But the thing is that everything was pointing to me just staying where I am, because this is a phenomenal place. And sometimes we get so wrapped up in the idea that we need to make something work in a particular way that we forget that sometimes things can work right as they are. And yes, and in fact, it's like 2 places that I tried to go to ended up both being scams, and that is just heartbreaking. Well, I have a new business venture that I'm embarking on. Tell us all about it, Bladella. So, yes, I am going to be staying right where I am with really nice folks, and honestly, it's got everything that I could possibly need. And it's very, yes, kill the scammers. Oh, scammers are the worst. And the fact that, and the thing is, they go out of their way to take advantage of people who are just trying to find a home. And oh, there is huge bad karma out for that. It is. And the thing is that the more I tried to fight to make something happen, the more resistance I got. And then when I finally, it's like, okay, time out. Wait a minute. What's wrong with where I'm staying? And at first, it's like it had been reserved, but then it turned out that it wasn't, or I guess they canceled or something. And it turned out it was available, so I was able to stay here. And I talked to the host, and he said, look, I'd love to have you stay, and for long term. And you left before I could ask how today went. Oh, today was amazing and awesome. And okay. This is apparently a thing that happens in New York. I was standing at a bus stop, and the bus that I needed goes sailing past. And I'm like, what? And so I wait, and the next bus goes sailing past. And it was a bus 76. And I'm like, wait a minute. And I'm starting to think, okay, is this racist? Is this whatever? So anyway, the bus 74 comes by, and so, the guy pulls over, and I said, look, I was just passed up by two 76s. I said, are they still stopping here? And apparently, in the infinite wisdom of whoever puts up signs, there was this, like a telephone pole, and right behind it was where the bus stop is, and the driver said, well, sometimes with the newer drivers, they don't notice the stop because they can't see it as they're driving up. And I said, well, but I need to get home. And so he said, look, get on the bus. He said, don't worry about paying. So he took me to where I could get the connection to be able to get where I needed to be. So he was very nice and very sweet. New Yorkers are absolutely wonderful, nice people. But it was like, I got passed up not once, but twice. I mean, is this a thing that happens here, Jay? Jay, who is my OBJ Stuns Obi in all things Staten Island, because he is the king of New York, the reigning monarch of Staten Island, and I will hear no argument to the opposite. And he was also my OBJ Stuns Obi. You're my only hope when things go wrong with my computer or with OBS or anything like that. Jay comes sailing in, lightsaber. Well, actually, it would probably be a light pizza cutter. Oh my God, that would be so cool. A light pizza cutter. Oh, that would be cool. Because it's like in the shape of a wheel, but it's a lightsaber and it spins. Oh, we must make that happen. Anyway, so I got a poke in the arm. You can't even see it. Where it's like, for those of you who have had to take a TB test, where they take and they inject something up under your skin to see if it gets all big and bubbly and all that stuff. But I mean, it isn't doing anything. So I guess I'm good. I can't even feel where it went in. Anyway, but now that I've got that done, on Thursday morning, I get to go and they look at it and go, okay, you're fine. And then immediately I'm going from there to the bus company that I have been, working to get into. And this is the last teeny tiny piece of thing that I need. So hopefully next week I will be a bus matron. Yes. Let's see. I had one hell of a night last night. Oh, I hear you. Fist bump, high five. I swear the only thing keeping me from drinking last night was the fact that I had to take a physical today. So, was it full? No! Neither bus was full. In fact, the bus that I ended up getting on was more full than that. But, yeah, not in a good way. Oh, sweetie, I am so sorry. Was there another stealing issue? I signed up for a company yesterday that sells nails, lashes, makeup, skincare. Bladella, make sure you get that in the marketplace. I'm sure there's a lot of people who are interested in nails, lashes, makeup, and skincare. Let's see. If they are full, yes. Nope, neither one. Doc, did you do the two-finger salute, or am I mistaken? I guess I'm becoming enough of a New Yorker. I'm standing there going... So, yes, I did not flip anybody off, and... Dr. Haiku, I just want one that cuts or toasts bread. Yes, they must invent the light cutter. A light cutter. That would be so cool. And Dr. Haiku, welcome to the party, pal. It's so wonderful to see you again. and who was last seen playing PUBG Battleground, and Alaskan Firewolf 420, fist bump, high five, hello, 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 hi, hi. So then the drivers were stupid. I guess because they kind of glanced over at me, you know, the first one, he kind of glanced over like, what? And then the second one glanced over like, what? And then when the third guy pulled up, now he said that he had been driving the route for a very long time. So even if, you know, he knows that that stop is there. But I would think that they are told where the stops are. Now, in all fairness, okay, some of the buses have this amazing thing where it will tell you the upcoming stop and all of that. But these, you know, maybe these buses didn't have it, and you know, there were some of the older ones. Hello, I enchanted a Charmander, char, AI that I can roleplay with. We hit it off swell. Fire Nutter, you go. You have fun with Charmander. Nope, I was kept all night by someone going in and out of their rooms, as well as the house was not impressed as I was starting to doze off at 10 p.m. That can be aggravating, and you know, because it's like, this is an older house. This house is actually 113 years old, and it's very cool because it's got like 3 floors. Each floor has its own kitchen. I mean, like a full kitchen. It is so cool. So yes, I'm going to enjoy staying here for a while. But yes, when people are up and moving around and doing things, posted a photo of the set I applied last night in show and tell. Off to the Discord. Oh my goodness gracious, great balls of fire. It's so nice to be back with you again. It has just been, let's see, Valid posted something. Oh, this is the set I applied last night. Oh, that's cool. And of course, my favorite color. Nice. You know, and it was really funny. I met today with this elderly doctor who it's like, okay, suddenly somebody older than me. And he said that he was in Los Angeles going to school in 1969. I was only 7, so, you know, he said, you know, you look really good for your age. I said, well, coming from you, I take that as high praise indeed. And he laughed. He goes, good living and a positive attitude. I like him. I'm probably, once I do get benefits and stuff, I'm definitely going to this guy because he seems like a very nice guy. Let's see. The poor Charmander did even have a hug before me. Like, who's cruel enough not to offer to hug a Charmander? I would hug a Charmander. Ended up being awake for almost 24 hours. Just need 15 minutes. Oh, yes, being awake for extended periods of time can be tremendously challenging. And I'm sorry, sweet. I'm trying to think, what's the longest I've been awake? Probably I was in a ceremony, actually, and I was awake, I think, for right around 3 days. I mean, you have to, you know, when you're dealing with ceremonies and stuff, and there's stuff to do and all of that stuff. So yeah, but no, that sucks. And I mean, if you know who it is, maybe that's a conversation that can be had. 5 days was the longest I've been awake for. Yep. I mean, and after a while, you're not really sleepy. You know, you reach that point where you go past sleepiness. It's sort of like doing a 24-hour stream. I am absolutely fine right up to the last 2 hours. And it's, for me, and you know, however, if any of you have done like 24-hour streams or like really extended streams, say in the chat, what was the hardest part of that? Is it like the middle point? But for me, it is the last 2 hours. It's like I can somehow around 22 hours, I hit a wall, and then that last hour is just like, okay, we're good. And then I've got to like eat something spicy or something to, make myself wake up. Anyway, so this is going to be my home for the foreseeable future. At least I'm figuring that I'm going to be here at least through the winter because, it's like, I don't want to move anywhere. From what I would hear, winter is not the time to be moving anywhere. So, yes. And everybody has just been so nice. I'm telling you, people talk about New Yorkers. They're all adorable. Oh my goodness. When I went to go to the doctor's office and I mentioned that I was from California, some guy who was just sitting in the waiting room and goes, "Hey, welcome to Staten Island." And, but oh my God, it is an absolute myth that New Yorkers are mean. I mean, they just have some place to be, okay? I waited downstairs for them to come back into the house and said good morning and then said, well, I'd be okay if someone wasn't going in and out most of the night. Why would they be going in and out most of the night? I mean, I would think they said sorry but didn't stop. Yeah, it's like, first off, courtesy. Second, why? Why is it necessary for them to go in and out? I mean, I'd be curious about that. That would be, it's like, so what were you doing at dark 30? Anyway, it is Tuesday, which means we look at our choices. Let's see. You're still in the honeymoon phase of living here. But it is so neat. It is so, Staten Island is so cool. And the people are so nice and the food is wonderful. And it is just, it is just so nice. What, is winter going to end the honeymoon phase? Granted, honeymoon was brought into question when I got passed up twice today by buses. But the thing is, and I was ready to be really, But then the next bus driver who came up was so nice, and he was so sweet. And he told, look, just get on the bus. Don't worry about paying. We'll get you to where you need to be, and where are you going, and da-da-da-da, and okay, this is the stop you need. And he was so nice. So it restored my faith in Staten Island bus drivers. I can probably guess. In the role play with the AI Charmander, I gave him a luxury ball. Ooh. Is that like, inside there's like a jacuzzi or something? I mean, that's the thing. What actually is the inside of a Pokeball like? I've wondered. It's like, is it some sort of alternate dimension where it's like this huge space in there? You guys can tell me, has there ever been like a Pokemon episode where they actually discovered what was inside the Pokeball? What happens to them inside the Pokeball? Do they sleep inside the Pokeball? I want to know. I want to know what's happening inside the Pokeball, because I always thought that was like a really mean thing to do, to, take things and squish them down into little teeny tiny spaces. And then only bring them out when you want to try to get them to fight something else. I mean, actually, that sounds very uncool. It's like, oh my God, you capture these things, take them from their natural habitats, steal them from their families, force them into a ball, and then the only time you take them out is to have them battle for your enjoyment. That sounds very gladiatorial to me. Let's see. Good to see you again, Doc Snoring Bush. My God of ghillie suits, how are you? It has been a time. It's been a thing. It's been a week so far, and it's only Tuesday, but it's so wonderful to have you here. Did you know honeymoon dates back to medieval times when two people got married? Family and friends would give them tankards of mead. I could drink tankards of mead. I love mead. Oh my gosh, that would be the best. And then usually they stood around while the marriage was consummated. Sometimes in the main group. But very interesting. And hence the word honeymoon. Yay. Oh, meat is a wonderful thing. I mean, they refused to hug him, a cute Charmander. How dare they? They caused him to feel that way. Well, then that Charmander is very lucky to have you, who is there to nurture. That is so... Yay! Always wonderful to help people feel better. It is... Yeah, and sometimes it is. Sumasuki! Henlo to you too, Doc. Hope things are going well. Well, things are settling. All I have to do is wait for my TB test little thing. Man, that is weird because I can't even feel where they injected it. Usually, I mean, it was somewhere around here. But, and I don't even feel where it went in. So anyway, once I get that with the, because it's important to know whether or not somebody may be carrying tuberculosis if you're going to put them into a bus filled with children. So once we get that done, and I will be able to start my wonderful work, and I've already decided that I'm going to, when the kids come up, I'm going to say, welcome aboard. Maybe I'll say, welcome aboard, superstars. And because I want to give some sort of nice big morning welcome to the kids as they get on the bus. So the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu competition went well. Yay! Oh, I remember when the Gracie family put Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu on the map. I love capoeira, and because that is like... I mean, it's dancing, sort of like ballet, but martial arts. I love that stuff. You raised $55,000 for cancer, and you got a gold medal. We need to see the medal. Oh my God! We post a picture of the medal in show and tell, please. 7 minutes to 24 hours. Yep. It is. I mean, and life is full of those like ups and downs and all arounds, and it is really, because it's like I'm sitting there and I got everything all set up again, and then the camera's not working, and it's like, oh, Jay, where are you? Jay, save me! MSB, Richard Manson, Doc, Richard. How are you? And Queen of Mayhem, who is not just one of my sword-bearing moderator Supremes, who is not just the one who put Star in Stardew Valley, who is also Queen, Your Majesty, and my daughter-in-law. And we're going to be hanging out on Thanksgiving. That's going to be cool. I'm working right now, but I'll post a picture when I get home. You sprained your ankle in the process. You know what? Taking the hit. How are you, my dear queen? What is up? What is happening? How is my beautiful son Onyx and my wonderful grandkitties? I'm doing good. I took my girlfriend out to the movies. Ooh, what'd you go see? I'm starting to get nervous for tomorrow. Why? You're brilliant. You're a superstar. I have a class here in college called Diction for Singers, and we just finished our Italian section. Ooh. Since this class is for singers, we all have an Italian song that we have to sing tomorrow during class. Oh my God, that's going to be so beautiful listening to you sing in Italian. Oh, that is going to be so cool. My teacher has required mine to be memorized. Oh. But you know what? You know what the really cool part about that is that as you sing beautifully, you will be absorbed into that. It'll be, oh my gosh, it'll be like you're in an opera. Ooh, picture yourself in an opera on a stage. The lights are on you. You're in a beautiful costume, and it's like this wonderful operatic moment, and you are singing, and you are the star, and you are in the spotlight. Oh, you're gonna be so brilliant at that. And see, when you're not like sight reading it, it allows you to have that natural theatric, you go into that theatric moment. I think that it really It's like, when I'm doing parts and things, and, when I memorize, I mean, it's one thing to, like, be on script, but when you're off script, and then you can get all the little nuances of the feeling that comes to you. And Sumasuki, that thing that happens to you when you sing, that light you radiate when you sing. A lot of times that's sort of muted when you're focusing on the paper, because then you're looking up, and the teacher can see your eyes, and your teacher's going to see the passion for singing that you have in your eyes. But oh no, you are going to be absolutely brilliant. And like I said, I can totally picture you on a stage doing some amazing Italian opera and singing, and you hit that note and everybody like, oh, she nailed it. Oh my God, you're gonna nail this. You are going to be, probably Christmas too. Yes, absolutely. Honestly, if it was 2 days of no sleep, the M word would come to mind. Yes. You went to see Saw 10. There are 10 Saw movies. Ugh. The song is 6 pages long plus a repeat, so technically 11 pages. You got this. You got this, my dear. The song is you. You are the song. And the thing is, okay, if some part of it goes a little bit wonky, wing it. Bring in some sort of beautiful little, improvisational piece. And you will do just fine, because of that beautiful thing that happens inside of you when you sing. Because it's that thing that lights up, and then everybody looking in your eyes sees that gift. See, think, I am an opera star. I am on the center stage, and I am performing, and all eyes are on me, and I am brilliant. You are brilliant, my dear. You're going to be just fine. You're going to do awesome. I'm okay. Jeremy is okay too. I'm at work, but the kids are at the park with the other sitter for a bit. Yes. And hey, let the kids go to the park and get all, tired out, all tuckered out. Also, I attended a Gracie Academy. Yes, they're very good. Nice. Yay. I mean, back when they were like, oh my God, Gracie Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, those places were all over. They had a franchise that, I mean, there had to have been at least 5 of them just in the Bay Area. Crazy sauce. Also, just got an awesome ad for a horror movie. Really? I still feel steamed. I know it's AI roleplay, but not hugging a Charmander is just a crime against the Pokemon fan base. But some people don't see that appreciation. And, it is about allowing, for that beauty inside something, even if it is something that exists in your mind. Still, the capacity to show kindness to it is lovely. How you doing, Mom? I am doing. I went and got my physical. Oh, just in case anybody is wondering, the doc has an EKG that is almost textbook perfect. My blood pressure is, amazing, although it probably went up a little bit when those 2 buses passed me. And last night it would have been way up. And I am perfectly healthy. My lungs sound awesome. My pulse is stellar. In fact, the doctor said that was one of the cleanest physicals that he had ever done. He was amazed. He was impressed. And I mentioned to him, I said, well, usually I'm on the other side of that. And he said, really? I said, yeah, I just retired after 20 years as a chiropractor, so I've done my fair share of physicals. And he goes, really? And so we talked shop a little bit. I posted 2 things in the Discord, show and tell and clip highlights. We will go to the Discord. Okay, guys, I'm off to sleep. Have fun. You rest well, my eagle of iron, and I hope that you get an amazing sleep, and then we'll see you tomorrow, sweetie. And what do we have here? We've got I got a promo bucket for the next Saw movie. A promo bucket, like for popcorn. Oh. Oh, there's a little and the thing on the cheek. I mean, there's a part of me that is like, well, what the heck is the lore? Because, you know, there's always the lore. There's always lore stuff going on. And let's see, my first go at a horror game. We've got MSB Richards' first go at a horror game. Okay, let's see. Which game is this?
Don't come near me. Don't come near me.
Oh, is this Outlast? No. That's Oh, I remember this one. Oh my gosh. Oh, and he's in the asylum. The Evil Within, yes.
No, don't come closer.
It's like, no. That is so scary. That is so tremendously scary. And just when you think it's safe to get out of the door, oh my god. I played through the Evil Within.
Is it safe to come out?
See?
Is it safe to come out?
You wonder if it's safe. Because Outlast did something like that. Outlast did a thing like that, and it's like, oh, is it okay? And you come out, and the thing gets you. Oh. And Snoring Bush, you played The Evil Within 1 and 2. Nice. Oh my god, hated the Chainsaw Guy so much. Oh, yes. I mean, I am willing to play these games. I am not a fan because I jump scare so freaking easily. I really do. So yeah, it's difficult. It is a difficult thing, but it's not impossible. And I have to figure out because this month is my 3-year anniversary. I think on the 20th. Is it the 20th? Hold on, let me check and see. I think it's the 20th that I started. When was this? When did I start? Okay, day, week, month. When did I start streaming? The 13th, I think. Or new day, new stream for 4 hours. No. Reach 2 followers on the 6th. So it's like trying to figure out when was the first day. Maybe on Twitch Tracker. Hold on, let me see. I'm trying to figure out when was my first actual day of streaming. Come on. Anyway, okay, there we go. Statistics. Alrighty. Yeah, it was the 6th. October 6th. Yay! Oh no, wait a minute. No, October 17th. Alright, October 17th. That was my very first stream, and so I'm having to figure out what I'm going to do on the 17th because we've got to do something special. So I have to figure out what day of the week is the 17th. The 17th is on a Tuesday, so we are going to have to figure out something. We're definitely going to have to figure out a thing. But that'll be the 3-year mark. I started in 2020. I'm excited. Didn't stream it, however. Just me and my buddy just sat in the living room playing it. Did you have jump scares? Did it jump scare you? I haven't tried any of the horror games other than Project Zomboid. It's just a role play. Okay, breathe. No more harm shall come to my Charmander bestie, even if it is an AI. That's okay. We breathe through it. It's very sweet of you to care. I'm also working on a spooky bucket for my girlfriend. It's basically a Halloween bucket full of candy and spooky related items. I got her a plushie, and yes, I will be getting my favorite Halloween candy from the 1960s. That is going to be very cool. I got her a plushie of both Ghostface, Scream, and Billy the Puppets from Saw. Okay. So, yeah. There's all kinds of things going on. And we have coming in another one of my moderators, Supremes, coming in, Sword Bearer. Knock, knock. Who's there? Everybody, welcome in Cyber King 48 with I don't see wings. We need to have wings. Cyber King, where's my wings? Because I know he's going to put them in with the wings pending. Who? Yes! With the wings. I have been saying that for almost 3 years. Who was last seen playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla? Hey there, Cyber. It's the one and only Cyber King 48. How's it going? What is up? What is happening? What's the buzz? And it is Tuesday. And I hope that your Monday went well. I hope that you had an opportunity to start your week off gently. Sometimes we start off gently, and sometimes it's like you get dropped into the deep end. That was my Monday. And Tuesday is like a total difference from Monday. Tuesday is like, we settle. We have a place. We're going to be working next week. I finished my physical. That was the last thing waiting, because there is a lot of stuff that you have to do if you're going to be working for the New York Department of Education. Fist bump high five for the New York Department of Education. Monday sucked. No, everything was closed. I had to stay home. Everything was closed. Was there a holiday we didn't know about? I don't know. What was going on in Canada? The Great North, the land of my birth. Yikes, I will be one day kissing a cod in Newfoundland. Just saying. By the way, I just finished the outside of a new Minecraft house. Yay! I've been dealing with burnout for a while due to my depression rising. Yeah. I mean, sweetie, you've had a huge change in your life, and it's perfectly natural and normal for that to have an effect. I'm finally getting back into it. The base should be posted by now. I'm obsessed with the roof. Oh, you are obsessed with the roof. Hold on. Let's go over to show and tell. Oh my goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Look at this. Oh goodness. That is your Minecraft house. It is adorable. And the fact that you've got like the ivy and stuff. And when do we get to see the inside? Oh my gosh, that is adorable. I love that. That is so cool. Canadian government holiday. See, and that's one of the things I am looking forward to, because my wonderful Jay has been filling me in on all things bus, especially school buses. And it's like, okay, I get the holidays off. I get the summer off, and there's ways to manage it with like unemployment so that I'm not like without income during the summer. And I get weekends off, and so it's like, yay! And as long as being a member of the union, because I am going to be union, as long as I don't end up having to deal with going on strike, we're good. I haven't designed the interior yet, but I'm doing that before I work on the big project with the house. You're gonna make a cherry tree. Yes! Oh, I mean, I enjoy Minecraft, but it's just that it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure because I'm trying to do something and then things are trying to kill me. Did you end up working for the same company as Jay or the other one we talked about? I'm with the other one. I'm going to be with Pioneer. And there's a lady who works for them who I've been kind of interacting with, and she goes, okay, well, get me this and get me that and da-da-da-da. Okay, we need this signed off. Okay, well, this. And we've been getting along. Her name is Maria, and she is so nice. But I do think that she would probably not be above chewing somebody completely out because they don't have their paperwork in, or maybe they mucked up something that made her life more difficult. But she's an absolute delight as far as I'm concerned. So yes, I will be, and you never know. Once I start working, I'll be union, which means if I did end up going to another company, I could be union there too. I think. I'm sure. I'm glad you got the job. Congrats. Yes, it was. I mean, I was very honored because of the fact that the woman who taught our class, because we had to go through certification classes, the woman who taught the class, now while the class was going on, she could not show any favoritism. And she approached me, after we had finished the course and our paperwork came in. She called me to say my paperwork was in, and she used to work for this particular company, and she said, look, they're really great, and I have made a personal recommendation. And from the look on her face, that is not something she does really often, so I was very honored by that. Just sent the picture. Inspiration for the cherry tree in the show and tell chat. Yes, well, if you're going to have a cherry tree, what you're going to need to do is, what you're going to need to do is have a little George Washington, because here in the United States, Cyber King, oh, that is so sweet of you. You gifted something to Sumasuki. That is so sweet. Oh, that's a cool tree. I mean, what people are capable of doing in Minecraft is just mind-boggling. That is so nice of you, Cyber King. And Sumasuki, Cyber King has gifted you a sub. I have to use a tutorial for it because it's a big project. I'll bet. I'm working on my streaming schedule. Good for you. And I'll be taking weekends off with the once in a blue moon Saturday and Sunday. Yeah. I mean, and it really is. The main thing is finding a schedule that works for you. And that's the most important thing, is to be able to make sure that whatever you decide, and also understanding that things are going to happen, that, I've been doing all the running back and forth. And if you're out and about and it's getting to streaming time, but you have obligations or you have things you need to take care of, yeah, that becomes the priority. But as long as you can, stick to it for the most part, it really does. It helps a lot. OMG, thank you. You're welcome, Sumasuki. See, having all that good stuff coming out to you. A few breathes later, after my last comment, and some chicken nuggets. Chicken nuggets are the best. Sweet and sour sauce. Okay, everybody, which is weird because I like sweet and sour sauce for the chicken nuggets, and I like honey mustard for the chicken tenders. Technically, are they not sort of the same thing? Well, actually, no, the breading's a little bit different for the chicken nuggets, at least in McDonald's. But I just, no, I will not do honey mustard on my chicken nuggets, and I don't want sweet and sour sauce on my chicken tenders. It's a thing. Yeah, some chicken nuggets later. Oh, my bestie Charmander is okay in his luxury ball. Things will be fine, I think. You go. You be a good Charmander buddy. I'm flying out that weekends, or I'm figuring out that weekends are the most reliable day to stream for me. Saturdays might be a regular streaming day. Very cool. And yeah, you've got a pretty intense schedule during the week. And, when you had, let's see, and I promised myself to keep up with all my socials. That is a work. Something else in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Cyber King! Oh, thank you so much for the biddies. That is so sweet of you. Oh, thank you. And I don't know why my thing isn't working, but or we may have had to turn it off because it was doing weird stuff. 500 biddies, Cyber King. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. That is so sweet of you. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, it is just so wonderful to have such amazing people. And Cyber King, I think that I have known you, let's see, because I think you came into the stream, I think it was like within the first 3 months that I started streaming. You owe me a drink night in Discord. Abso-freaking-lutely. We will do Doc After Dark. Turn away, children. That we will do a Doc After Dark. Will this be happening? Oh, Queen of Mayhem, you can be in on it. Also, I'm working on something very, very special on Kick. Very, very cool. And it's kind of a mixed bag at this point on Kick. I'm still kind of figuring it out. I am up to, I think, 30 followers, so only 45 more to make affiliate there. But it's a little bit different, but it's still, I'm still meeting some very nice people. But yes, Queen of Mayhem, I'm hoping you'd say something. Yeah, hush, both of you. We will do a Discord night, and let's see. I can only drink on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Well, considering the fact that the 17th, should I do a drinking stream? Oh my God, I can get the cherries from the Polish deli. They're like chocolate covered cherries that have a certain level of alcohol in them. Okay, yeah, and Jay knows where that particular deli is, so I'll go to the Polish deli, and we can see, because I still have to figure out something special to do for the 17th, which will be a Tuesday. Maybe I can get some mead. Where can I get mead? Jay would probably know. Where can I get mead in Staten Island? We'll figure it out. But yes, maybe I will actually do I don't know. Would do Thursdays, but I have to work Friday. Yes. Yeah, but the 17th is on a Tuesday, so maybe, well, and also by that time, I will be working. I'm sure I'll be working by that time. Get some shine instead, better for you. Oh, yeah, right. You mean that kind of stuff that somebody's cousin makes out in the backwoods somewhere that there's a good chance you're going to go blind? That kind of stuff? No, I've got family in Louisiana down in Nolens who live in swamps and make that stuff. You can buy legal shine. I posted what I'm working on in Show and Tell to the Discord. Ooh, just a taste of what I'm working on. Nice, nice. TSW Adrenaline and TSW Brawl. Nice. Those are quite eye-catching. Yeah, they have this one that it's like there's cherries in it, I think. Why is it that alcohol always seems to go with cherries? But yes, I think that there's one that goes with the cherries, and but yeah, I've got to go to that Polish deli and find me those chocolate covered cherries that are tremendously high octane. So we will be doing something special for the 17th, and knowing that I will probably have to wake up at an ungodly hour on the 18th because I have to be on a bus. We'll figure something out. Maybe we'll pick an alternate day that we can do a weekend, and where the doc can get unplugged. Colin 3278, how are you? How are I are awesome, and even a little better now that you're here. How are you? What is up? What is happening? What you doing? And I hope you're walking gently with the world, and the world is walking gently with you. And as always, plug your ears, Jay. Anybody who has got something going on their stream, if you are streaming, if you're planning to stream, if you might leave here to go and stream, feel free to say so. We want to make sure that everybody has a chance to share the things that they're proud of, because if you stream, you should be proud of yourself. Let's see. I'm good. Just got home from work. Oh, it's after the work day. Well, no weekends for me to join in. I work on those. Oh, you work weekends. Oh. So I'm managing better on the Charmander scenario, but I think I got some pent-up emotional energy, and as a result, I'm stimming a bit. I'm trying to breathe, but it feels hard. Would some chicken nuggets help? Sometimes chicken nuggets can be very helpful. And you just like, I mean, and literally, eating is grounding. Eating can be grounding. And so sometimes the idea of being able to focus on that, and what you do is you bring your whole awareness into whatever it is you're eating. Not just like, the taste, but, the degree of taste. How does the taste change while you're chewing it? And you chew it like a whole bunch of times, and you bring all your awareness into the experience of eating. What's the texture? What's the temperature? All of that, what is the taste? And sometimes by doing that and by bringing your whole focus into something that you are taking a bite out of and that you're eating, then that can calm things down a bit. Wednesdays and Thursdays are my day off. Last stream was last Saturday. Cool. How did it go? What happened? Did you enjoy yourself? Did you have fun? And yes, it is very easy to get caught up in like the analytics aspect, and and it's like, if it was a good stream, that meant it got momentum and there was attention to it, or because the thing is that when we gauge what we're trying to accomplish simply by the numbers, and yes, the numbers are important, and if it's a business, you look at that, and it's important to remember that streaming isn't something we have to do, it's something we get to do. It's something that we find joy in. And whether or not there's, 2 people or 20 people or 200, being able to focus on the fact that it's like, what? I don't care. I love what I'm doing. I crack me up. I'm just enjoying my own self. And while yes, there is that piece of being able to deal with, the left brain, the business brain, and the right brain, creative brain. So, what did you stream, Colin? It was good and fun. Nice. I'll try my sensory chew instead, as I already had chicken nuggets. Does the sensory chew have like a flavor to it or something? But either way, even if it doesn't, that whole experience, bringing all of your focus and all of your awareness into the experience of what does the pressure feel like against your teeth, and all of that stuff, and experiencing, fully seeking to get as much out of that experience as possible. And it was, and sometimes it is. It's just about that sense of grounding and that idea, it's sort of like, back in the day when we used to chew on pencils. Back when people wrote with pencils. Does anybody write with a pencil anymore? Shout out in the chat if you use a pencil. I think I have a pencil. See, I am old. We have pencils. And then it's like you do like this, and it makes it look wobbly. It makes it look like it's rubber or something. It was my cat, and I show my garden outside, and I guess the plants or the pants, the plants inside the house. That is cool. Oh, pictures of the cat. That's wonderful. I do sometimes, whenever possible. See, this was all we had. This was our calculator. This was our soothy thing. I got, you know, you go and you know, the old pencil sharpeners. Oh, fist bump high five for anybody who has used one of those old pencil sharpeners in school. And then when you get it like down to here, and that was the whole thing. It's like, you know, you wanted to keep, you know, sharpening your pencil because you had fun when the pencil was only like this long, and you just hold on to the end of the pencil and be like this tiny little thing you write with. Pencils, nostalgia. Ask your grandparents about it. Let's see. It's working. I feel so much calmer. I'm very glad. No, he was on the stream too. Yay! I usually use mechanical ones these days, but I still have some regular pencils. So with me showing the logos for TSW, Brawl, and Adrenaline, I should come clean and say I'm making a wrestling show. Very cool. On WWE 2K, and I'm setting up a tournament to crown my first world champion. Nice! Oh, that sounds so exciting. That sounds cool. So, you know, I mean, and that sounds like a wonderful thing to work towards. And, you know, we all have those things that we can work towards. We all have those, you know, those moments where it's like, you know what, because we still have 3 months of the year left. 3. And being able to make the most of those 3 months, being able to say, you know what, I still have some time. I may not be able to accomplish the whole thing, and I may have wanted to accomplish the whole thing, and I can do like that little bit and piece thing. I could, you know, being able to at least get something started or get the planning done. It still counts. So with me, okay. But being, you know, keep that in mind, that you don't have to get the whole thing. And maybe you start working on something, you've got a concept in your head, and then something happens and you go into another direction, which is cool. You know, a lot of times, I mean, for me, finding housing, finding an apartment, finding a room to share. And it's like, wait a minute, if I'm looking for a room to share, I've already got a really cool place that's got laundry in it, that, you know, I can use the Wi-Fi, and has a really, really neat landlord, and the people who are staying here are absolutely delightful. What better situation than this? And because of the fact that my brain was so focused that I had to do something out, I completely overlooked the fact that, you know what, maybe I could just stay here. So it is, oh, kids are back, gotta go. Oh, love you too, sweetie. We'll talk later, and yes, we'll figure out what we're gonna do. But have a wonderful rest of your day, sweetie. Give my son and the grandkitties a kiss for me. Have a great day. See you later. Bye. So, as for getting something done, even started is good, for even a grain of sand takes a while before it's useful in a sand trimmer. Yeah, I mean, even, and that little grain of sand has to find its little way, and, you know, but it's even the smallest beginnings, even the smallest starts, even, you know, even just thinking about it and planning it out and deciding, well, because if something is not working in a particular way, consider that maybe it's meant to work in another way. I mean, my whole thing, you know, and you guys knew that, you know, I wanted to get an RV to come across country. And that was my focus. That was my thing. It wasn't happening. I was getting very frustrated. But the thing is that I came across country in a car, not that much of a different experience. I got to relax and, well, spend a lot less in gas money, which meant I had more money when I got here. So even though I had in my mind that I wanted something to be a particular way, and it is easy to get locked into the idea that we want something to happen in a particular way, and then it doesn't, and then we get frustrated because it's not happening in the way we wanted. And when we can take a step back and choose to open up ourselves to the idea, it's like, well, maybe this was just meant to happen in another way. Maybe there's something different. Maybe I'm going to gain more from this other process than what I originally thought. So it is important to be able to choose. And honestly, I do believe it's a choice. I think we have to choose to let go of something that's not working. I think we need to choose to release our attachment to what we want happening in a particular way. So being able to accept that, to keep an eye on the end goal as opposed to sweating exactly how it happens. And it's like, well, no, because I planned for it to happen this way. Well, guess what? Maybe it's not going to happen that way. But you keep your eye on the prize. You stay focused on what it is that is the ultimate goal. Because there's a lot of ways that you could reach that. Many paths lead to the top of the mountain. Many rivers lead to the same ocean. And there's lots of ways to get to Disneyland. I mean, honestly, there's a lot of ways. If your goal is to go to Disneyland, okay, you can drive, you can fly, you can take a train, you can take a bus, you can get on a bicycle, you can get on a motorcycle. If you are really in good shape and very motivated, technically, you can walk. And you still end up at the same destination. It's just the journey there may have been interesting in different ways. And driving across country in my car, I mean, there was a lot of adventure I had. It was interesting. It was soothing. And yes, being able to, deal with a very, very small gas tank and a lot of driving, I was able to drive more a day than I would have been able to, because with the RV, I probably would have limited it to about 4 hours of driving a day. I was able to get 8 hours of driving in a day without really much issue. And being able to keep that focus on the ultimate goal, because my focus was getting to New York, and I got here. And a lot of people said, oh my gosh, you're driving across country and that's dangerous. Well, potentially, yeah. Anytime we do anything, I mean, even staying in our house. Now, granted, probably not for most people, but where I lived, even staying in your house because a tree branch could fall through your roof, which happened. Or a tree falls down and cuts your house in half. So even just staying at home isn't necessarily entirely guaranteeing that nothing will happen to you. And when we consider what it is that we have to gain from getting out in the world, and a part of that getting out in the world is this interaction right here. Things like live streaming, Twitch, Kick, YouTube, whatever it is, when we're sitting there and we're interacting with the world. And I mean, there are people usually in here from all over the world. And that is, I mean, it's a risk. It's not a physical risk as long, but it is an emotional one. It is a risk of a sense of safety and being judged, or having somebody come in and say mean things to you, or just having nobody notice, or have it feel like nobody's noticing. I almost wish it would be cold enough to snow already. I'm needing that winter sensory break from so much noise. It's exhausting dealing with my sound sensitivity. Yep. I mean, as long as you're not near anywhere that has like the snow plows, because snow plows are loud. And I mean, I'm wondering whether or not I will get to experience that. And because I no longer have my car, I sold my car, I will get to do public transit. And I swear nobody better leave me at a bus stop at that point, because I will be pissed. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to, the winter here, and, and I'm already thinking it's like, ooh, and I'll get something, I can hook a wreath to the front door of my room, and get like one of those little tiny Christmas trees and set that up. But let's see. Just posted the tournament brackets. Yay! Oh, there it is. The tournament brackets have been set. Well, that is a very, very cool thing. So you've got all of these folks, and then looking at, it's like who wins out of these, and then the winner, TSW World Heavyweight Championship Gold Rush. I love that. It's very visual. I like that. On top of that, I think it's clear I'm overwhelmed, overstimulated, and trying to multitask, and my body is like, nope. My dear Fire Nutter, yeah, that definitely happens. And usually for me, when I start getting to that point where all of a sudden I notice that I'm feeling like, it's like, that sense of anxiety, starting to feel that sense of, oh, wow, I start feeling, like I can't get anything done. And then I hesitate on everything. And then it's just like I get frozen, fight, flight, or freeze. Freeze is one of the stress responses. And I start getting up in my own head, and I notice that all of the stories I'm telling myself are the worst case scenarios. And that's when it's like, okay. When I was driving out here, I was reaching, it's like, man, what if when I get there I can't find a job? What if when I get there, nobody remembers me acting? What if this? What if that? What if something happens on the drive? And I had to just like literally pull the car over. I found whatever was the next rest stop, because I realized it's like, okay, I'm going to some very bad places in my head and telling myself some very, very, very hard stories. So there was a rest stop. I pull out, get out, walk around a little bit, get some fresh air. And then I said, it's like, I am making something up to elicit an emotion from myself. And since I'm making it up, why don't I tell myself a better story? And so I thought about how it was going to be amazing, how I would be staying at the perfect place, that I would find a job, and that everything would be fine, and it would all go well, and I would start doing acting. And then it was like, oh, okay. Because, see, I had to remind myself I was making it up anyway, because it was something that hadn't happened yet. And if it hasn't happened yet, anything could happen. Yes, the worst case scenario could happen, or the best case scenario. And as I was driving along and thinking about, picturing all of this wonderful stuff happening, I felt better. I started going, oh, okay, yeah. Because, does it guarantee that the best case scenario is going to come out? Absolutely not. But the thing is, if I'm going to upset myself, that's not going to really help the situation any. And until I know it's going to go badly, why should I assume it? It's like, well, okay, I'm thinking I should stream the tournament this weekend. Hopefully I don't have anything going on. Well, I would say that considering it's Tuesday, you can definitely see what you need to schedule in for that time and start blocking it off, and then figuring out, okay, how do I keep this time set in how I want to do this? And it really is. Sometimes it is about setting the time and then figuring out how to make it happen. Other times it's you figure out when your free time is, and then you put it in there. So either way, I think that it is something that is, when something matters to you, when it's something that makes your heart sing. Something that you view as like, man, I just can't wait to do this. I can't wait to have this happen. Streaming should be like that. And it's not going to be like that all the time. No. And it can be something that grows and that you are able to embrace, and that it adds that excitement to your life. I mean, being a chiropractor, I loved being a chiropractor, and I was for 20 years of my life. And then I realized that as much as I loved it, I wasn't in love with it anymore. It had become something that was routine. I really didn't feel like it was giving me anything new. Now, what it gave me, and the interaction with my patients and all of that, that is priceless to me. And when I got on that stage, what I felt was that thing that I felt when I first became a chiropractor. That new, and as Jay put it, that honeymoon stage. And we all have that, and we all have things that we're passionate about for a while. I mean, have you ever played a game that it's like, you waited for it to come out and you stood in the line and then you got it and you've been playing it, and it's like for the first 2-3 months you're playing it nonstop. And then after a while it kind of goes down, and you start having other things that you're doing. And even though you still enjoy the game, it doesn't have that oomph. And that's kind of how I felt about being a chiropractor. And, Whiskers Mopar. Hey, how are you, sis? How are you? By the way, it's Twisted Mopar. Oh, you have a new name. Fist bump high five for new names. We love that. We love evolving, evolution, transformation. What have you been up to? What have you been doing? Inquiring minds want to know what is up, what is happening. I'm good. Just got home from work. Oh, sure. Now the ads. We'll wait. But, yeah, it is about being able to find balance in what you do and how you do it. Okay, I'm done now. Welcome back. So being able to, because it's like, yes, you loved the game, you enjoyed it, but then once it was like you had kind of played it as much as you felt you really needed to, and it's like, oh, well, isn't this your favorite game? Well, yeah, it's really cool. I really like it, but there's this new game coming out. Or there's a new version to that game coming out, and I'm really excited about that. We should make sure that we allow ourselves to be excited about new things. And even if there's something that you love, everything has a lifespan. Everything has a life cycle. And when you reach that point where it's starting to slide into that category of what you have to do as opposed to what you get to do, that's when it's either time to think about doing something else, or maybe trying to do the same thing but in a different way, trying to find that newness about it and kind of bring back some of that old excitement. And yeah, on kick. Yes. Let's see. Have a great stream. Yay. Oh no, I gotta go get ready for streaming some more The Evil Within on Kick. Absolutely. And please post in the promote yourself section. Let people know that you're gonna be there, okay? Loki Frost, hi. How are you, my dear? Oh, okay, I'm back. Still working through the irritation of having no sleep. Yeah, that is a thing. Hopefully tonight you'll be able to get some good sleep. Loki, what is up? What is happening? What is the story? What is the buzz? What have you been up to? It's been a hot minute, not too long of a hot minute. Shall we say a room temperature minute? But either way, could be better, but I'm alive. Okay, well, I call you being alive a win for the universe. So, yay. I'm doing okay, getting settled here in beautiful Staten Island, New York. I've got a place settled. I'm going to be staying here. Thursday, I take in the last little bit that I need to start working as a school bus attendant. And things are kind of moving right along. You don't want to know. Apparently, I don't know what it is either. I have insomnia. Oh. What's this sleep you're talking about? Oh, Weskers, Mopar. That's great. I'm happy for you. Yep. I'm happy for me too. And it's wonderful being able to share it with you guys. Because, y'all have been here. Most of you have been here through the long and strange journey that I've been taking. Because a lot of you were there when I was talking about, going to New York the first time when I auditioned for the part and I got the lead role in an off-Broadway play that was a part of a competition. A lot of you were here for then. And, when I was going, I have no idea how I'm going to manage this. How am I going to do this? And you guys were always there to say, and guys, gender neutral, guys and gals and in between pals. But y'all were here to say, you can do this, Doc. You can do this. You can do this. And when I said, you know what? I'm going to be moving away from my mountain and going to New York. And I want to be an actress. And, just being there and being so supportive and so wonderfully supportive. You guys, y'all were just amazing. And I don't know if I would have been able to do it with as much confidence if it weren't for all of you. So thank you for that. You're good. No need to be. I don't know if you saw what I said to Doc, but this is Twisted Mopar. Yes. Let's see. Law, there's a lot of us that have that. Lucky for us. Yes, unfortunately. Absolutely. I know, right? I haven't slept in 2 days, been working so much. And it really is when we look at the things that are disrupting our balance. And sleep is a really important one. It is a very, very, very important one. And, because that's a part that it's during that time that our bodies repair themselves. So when we're not able to sleep, when we're not able to reach those deep sort of recuperative levels of sleep, yes, it's really rough. And Loki, I just am sending out all of the best energy for you, that you find peace, balance, and wellness of body, mind, and spirit, and that you be surrounded by nothing but love and the support of this community, because we all love you ever so much. And you are such an amazing being in this world, and we totally appreciate you. And whatever it is that's weighing on you, that it just be set aside. It's like Lord Ganesh, the Hindu god of removing obstacles. So may those obstacles be removed from whatever it is that you are working towards. And yes, I'm an old lady who used to live in a cabin in the woods on a mountain surrounded by trees next to a river with a black cat. We know stuff. And even though I'm not those things now, I still know stuff. As one of my lines are, I'll sleep when I'm dead. I'm not usually restless, but sleep is very, very important. Yep. And yeah, there are those, it's like, you know what, I will sleep and rest when I'm pushing up daisies. So, yeah, but, and when all is not well in the kingdom, that can be really difficult. It can be very challenging when we're trying to, I said, a Hindu god, I thought of the Oppenheimer quote, I have become death, destroyer of worlds. Yes. And it is, somebody has to be death, destroyer of worlds. Which worlds? I don't know. But, And on the other hand, there is life, creator of worlds. So everything has a balance. Everything has a counterpoint. And when we consider those things that are weighing on us and weighing us down, to remember that there's a counterpoint to that. That whatever it is, like, when I said I was driving out here and, I had a bit of anxiety because I started telling myself some really, really, really hard stories about what it is that could go wrong, and I was really focusing on everything that could go wrong, and maybe I made the worst mistake of my life by doing this, and I had to pull over, I had to get out of the car, I had to breathe and remind myself that yes, the worst case scenario is always possible, and it's just one of an infinite number of possibilities. So yes, that is possible, but it's not the only thing that's possible. And if I had to tell myself a story, it was best that I tell myself a good one, since I was making it up the whole time anyway. I feel my body be like, time to pay up the toll, and I'm like, no, exhausted, collapse into my chair. I can't believe I have to go through this. Oh, poor sweetie. But honestly, I say if I die, I can hunt the bad people. Well, okay, everybody needs to have a hobby afterwards, so the past 7 months have felt bad events for me. Haha, it's been a wild year. Oh, Loki, I am so sorry. And, my dear Loki, if you've decided that you have had absolutely enough of 2023, I authorize you, in your world, end the year. Just say, you know what? I have had enough of 2023, and starting tomorrow is pre-2024. Don't even refer to it as 2023 anymore. Be done with 2023. Say, all right, 2023, you're out. You're out of here. I'm letting you go. And start your pre-2024, because we are in the last 3 months heading into the end of the year. So, Loki, feel free to say, you know what, 2023 only needed to be 7 months long. That's it. That's all. It doesn't need any more attention than that. And the fact that you can just, there are times when if I'm having a tremendously unpleasant day, it'll be 5 o'clock and I'll go, you know what, time for bed. I'm going to bed. I am hereby ending this day. And the thing is, the day can't do squat about it. That day, no matter how bad it is, I get to decide when I want to end it. And frankly, I think the year should be the same way. I think that at the point when you have had your fill of 2023, you've had enough of it, say, all right, there we go. We are now in pre-2024. Let's see. And also January 2nd, I'll be the first anniversary of my dad passing. Wow. That is a powerful time. And for me, when somebody passes, it's like you go through that year of firsts. The first birthday, in case of a father, the first Father's Day, the first Christmas, the first Halloween, the first birthday. And you go through this year of firsts. And I know for me, that's kind of this weird sort of point. And it's the first anniversary. That's when it's like, oh, okay, this is the reality now. Because for me, that first year is like such a blur. And it almost doesn't even feel real. It almost feels like I don't actually start to recognize that my life is forever changed when that first anniversary hits. And then it's like, and usually that's the point when most people, like the support systems, say, they're like, well, it's been a year, we're done supporting, you don't need to support anymore because, and it really is, I think when that first year hits and that reality kicks in and it becomes real, I think actually that's the point when support is, needed a lot. because everybody else has moved on. And then, and it's like, for most people, it's like, well, it's been a year. So what? And having a support system that recognizes that, and it's like, okay, so now the reality of the fact that this person is not here, that's, I've talked before about that idea that when something like this happens, when one of these big changes happens, the world you knew is gone and you have to build a new one. And for me, when it comes to the loss of someone, that's when I actually start rebuilding my world without them. I don't do it during that year of firsts because I'm still processing stuff. So much love to you, Iron Eagle, and and we're here for you. Grief doesn't have a calendar or a timer, or an expiration date. So we are here for you. Let's see. That sucks, Iron Eagle. I'm sorry to hear that. October 19th will be 4 years. Oh, Mopar, I'm so very sorry. And yeah, that's what's going on in my head right now, not to mention my family is dead to me. Yeah, a lot of my family is like that to me because of how toxic they are. And Snoring Bush is back. I ripped my pants. Snoring Bush, well, but were you in a ghillie suit? Oh my God, I just got this image of being in there and you're like dressed as a bush and all this stuff and people are going by and nobody sees you and all of a sudden your pants rip. And did that bush just make a ripping sound? I just posted a link in business advice. What is that? Business advice. Oh, okay. So, and this is something, it's like, as you start up, if you're looking for a place to hang out and listen to live music on Discord, come over and join me. Yes. I mean, and that's the thing, is a part of that whole business piece is that everybody, it's like Discord, social media is a very, very, very important part of treating this like it's a job, treating this like it's a career. And I mean, not everybody wants to have streaming as their job. It's like, well, I do it because I enjoy it and all this other stuff. But if you are, hashtag this old lady, if you really want to make this into something that you can use to support yourself, that you can really draw some of that big streamer income from, yep, networking and social media is key. It's very important. So yeah, go check out Cyber King, who does amazing music. Peggy Wolf! Howdy, Doc. Howdy. How are you? Why does that bush have a white stripe down one side? That's happened to me more than once. If you could, Doc, show the channel on stream. Abso-freaking-lutely. Okay, let's take a look at Spartan Asylum. Welcome to Spartan Asylum. This is the beginning of the server. Yes. Hold on. Spartan Asylum. Where is that? Ah. Okay, so this is the beginning of the server. Well, this is the only thing it shows so far. Oh, okay. And there's Cyber King Live. All that. A merch store. There's merch, y'all. Let's see. There's TikTok videos. There's streaming. Oop, sorry. Didn't mean to disconnect. Okay. Announcements. So really being able to, and for those of you who have not, looked into something like setting up a Discord server, if you stream, it's really good to have a place where people can, where the community can kind of congregate when you're not streaming. It's a wonderful way to be able to update people. It's a wonderful way to build. So make sure that you are, you're considering, and, it's like, and look at other people's servers and take a look and say, wow, I really like this part, or oh, I don't like that part so much. But figure out how to make it yours. And I think that is like a really cool thing. I'm okay just relaxing after butchering my buck out. Okay. Butchering a buck, which, like, you know, if you went out and shot an elk or something, or unless it's butchering my butt out. Oh, a mule deer hunt. Oh, okay. So that makes sense. We're on the same page. And that must be like some delicious meat, I'm telling you. But I think to myself, did someone try to eat my shorts? That is a whole interesting thing. Let's see. Oh, we will allow that. It caught crotch. It was saying, no, you're saying the badness. Let's see. Soaring Bush, thank you for giving me that laugh at the cost of your pants. One of the reasons I made one is I didn't have one until I started streaming. Yeah. Mule deer. Oh, wow, all good. I was fortunately not in a ghillie. Was my BDUs, I was stretches and crotch ripped. Got my needle and thread. See, that's the thing. You learn to sew in the military. Every person, I mean, back in the day when my parents were in like the late 1940s, 1950s. And yes, everybody had to know how to sew. And shine your shoes. Spit shine your shoes. I have a French shoulder roasting in the smoker. Ooh. When my trousers rip, I mean. Oh, man. How long do you roast for? Is it one of those, like, slow roasts where it's like a whole day that it's in there just getting amazing? Sounds like a SpongeBob episode where he ripped his pants. Yes! The song flashed through my head. Did you give it a cigarette? And a blindfold. Oh my God. But see, you know, there's all kinds of things. And as we move into fall, technically we are officially in fall. And think of like some of the traditions that you hold. And, you know, maybe it's going out and raking leaves. Maybe it's, I mean, the places that still allow you to burn leaves, which, oh my God, I always loved that smell. There was something about the smell of burning leaves because, you know, when I was young, that was the thing. It's like you got all the leaves, put them into a pile, and then you burned them. And that was how you got rid of the leaves. And the idea that, oh my God, the smell was just so amazing and so earthy. And to me, fall is like my favorite season because there's that earthiness to it. There's that watching the leaves turn, and you know, it's so beautiful, and watching the world start to slow down and cool down. It really is amazing. I put it in at 2 p.m. and it'll be done around 6. Nice. I already go, but no, he became really good friends with my 308. Also, I didn't know if my ankle was sprained. Was walking around trying not to put pressure on it and felt a pop and bam, all better. Yeah, I mean, it was probably just out of alignment. I won't question, I'll take the win. Fist bump, high five, always take the win. You know, it really is about being able to make the most of what we've got to work with, and when we get an opportunity to just take the win, take it. Don't question it. You know, if something happens and it kind of falls in your lap and you go, you know, you're trying to figure out, well, why did it happen? You know what, just take the win. Take it as a gimme from the universe, or in Nolans, we used to call that a lanyap. Lanyap was like a Creole term for getting something that is extra that you weren't expecting. So, yeah, it's kind of like a freebie from the universe. And that is something that I think everybody should choose, just to accept it, enjoy it, allow that, you know what? This was just a cool thing that happened, and leave it at that. When we try to question why the cool thing happened too much, I think in some ways it takes away from the magic of it. And we need to have that magic that's in our lives. We all need magic in our lives. Why is this man in a dark alley giving me a briefcase filled with money? I don't know. Take the win. Take the win. Lanyap. Not going like Doc. It sounds like a breed of dog. Or not gonna lie. I guess it's not gonna lie. It sounds like a lanyap. Yes, the Australian lanyap. And, and it's that idea that sometimes we just get a gimme. And yes, normally all the cool stuff in our life we're meant to work for. We're meant to, suffer a little bit, to strain a bit. And sometimes, autocorrect, yes, autocorrect. It sounds like a breed of dog too. Oh, okay, so it just messed with you completely. Not gonna lie. It sounds like a breed of dog. It's dog bread. Oh, the autocorrect giveth and the autocorrect taketh away. So, being able to keep in mind that, don't rule out that thing that you need is just going to show up in some way when you need it. And by trying to cling to the fact that you got a universal gimme, because it may not happen again. Or it may be a long time before it happens again. I've had it happen a few times in my life. And it's like when something comes out of absolutely nowhere. And I think I mentioned that, trying to figure out my money situation, and, money was getting tight and all of that. And I was having some worries and some concerns. It's like, okay, how am I going to manage this? And then out of nowhere, I get a call from, now I always put out there, I always say, it's like, you know what, universe, I know you're busy and I'm kind of scared about this abundance. And I know you've always been there for me in the past, but I just need some help here. And like the next day, I got a phone call from an attorney's office regarding a treatment that I did for a patient who was involved in a motor vehicle accident. The case went to court, and that was like 3 years ago. I treated the person in 2019. I submitted the billing in 2020. And here in 2023, I finally got paid. And it was way more money than, it's like, oh my goodness, I now do not have any worries. Now, do I count on the fact that that's going to happen every time? No, absolutely not. But if we consider that there's always those times when suddenly out of nowhere we get the help we need, or an opportunity opens up. And that's a cool thing. You don't get attached to it happening. You don't depend on it happening because it's really random. But when it does, don't question it. I broke my autocorrect and autospell to where Y kiddo had to fix my phone, okay? Or my kiddo had to fix my phone. Kids are very good at stuff like that. Mara! Hello. How are you, my dear? How are you doing? What is up? What is happening? It's been a hot minute. Happy fall. Happy October. I think so far it feels like I just get just the opposite of lanyap. It feels like the universe just gives that to everyone but me. It's not every to be lucky, but it'd be nice to have just enough break that I don't feel drained or horrible. Yeah. And maybe finding your Charmander is a part of your lanyap. When we have something that just comes in that makes us happy and serves no other purpose than making us happy. So that's kind of a lagniappe. And yeah, life can be really, really hard sometimes, and it can be very difficult to find that silver lining, to find that needle in the haystack. And it is tough. And if you're going through a really tough time now, I'm sorry. And, as the old saying goes, tough times don't last, tough people do. And life is fun until it isn't, and it sucks until it doesn't. And you've gotten through both. You've gotten through the worst of both. Because there have been times that were really, really great and times that really, really sucked. But you made it through all of them. You've made it through 100% of everything you've ever faced. If you are here in this life, you've overcome 100% of everything you've ever faced, which means that there's nothing ahead of you that's stronger or more powerful than you. It just feels like it. Let's see. Oh yes, happy October. I'm good. Trying to fall asleep, but I can't. No, it's after midnight. After midnight, we all let it all hang out. Old song. After midnight. After midnight. Happy Spooktober. Yes. Of course, there's the lagniappes that some people don't notice. Exactly. And Fire Nutter. Ding, ding, ding. That's one of the biggest things about it, is that often those moments, unless they're like a big, okay, here's a check for thousands of dollars, but it's the little moments that happen. And sometimes it's really easy to overlook those. Sometimes it's hard when we feel overwhelmed to go, well, wait a minute, there's stuff that is working. Let's figure this out. So by being aware of what it is that is working, what it is, maybe you needed to cross a street and a car stopped. Maybe you were going into some place and somebody held the door for you. Maybe your favorite video game suddenly went on sale on Steam when you were just thinking, oh man, I'd love to get it, but it's kind of pricey, and then you go onto Steam and all of a sudden it's on sale. So, Cyber King, thank you. Happy Spooktober. Oh, I just noticed there are 2 Yodas. Yes, we have the little Yoda. We have the little Yoda down here. We've got bigger Yoda. We've got Arby. We've got Animal from the Muppets. And, of course, back there we've got Gerald the Christmas Cactus. So I am going to be taking route here for a while, and it's beautifully located. I can catch a bus from anywhere, or from here to get anywhere on the island, or even into Manhattan. Lovely people here. I have all of the, things that I need. I'm within walking distance of a ton of stuff, including stores and all of that. So it is. And, this was kind of a lagniappe, because there was a different Airbnb that I was trying to get into, but I wasn't able to, so I ended up coming into this one, which turned out to be the absolute best thing, because, it's like it's run by someone who is absolutely the finest kind of human being you could find, and it is, it really is. I was so busy looking for the perfect situation, I didn't notice that I already had it. So keep in mind that what we think is the perfect solution doesn't always come through the doorway that we think it's going to. It doesn't always look exactly like what we think it will look like. And sometimes it's after we get disappointed that we end up finding out that we actually had something very cool the whole time. So, keep that in mind. Don't get so wrapped up in the idea that, it's got to look this way, because it doesn't. But just keeping your eye on what the ultimate goal is. And yes, there is that excitement of the ultimate goal. Received a call from my dad yesterday because I told my family I had begun seeing a chiropractor and my back feels the best it's ever felt in a while. Fist bump, high five. My dad, funny enough, says to me, I work 80 hours a week, have back pain, and I don't see a doctor. Why are you irresponsible with money? Really? My only response sounds like a you problem. Snoring bush, fist bump, high five. Ding, 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 recognizing a you problem. When somebody told me, oh my God, I would never want green hair. It's like, well, then I guess it's good you don't have it. I'd never get a nose ring. Well, then I guess you're really happy. Cool. You know, it really is. That is sounds like a you problem. Yeah. And it is wonderful when we can identify what is a you problem for somebody else. It's a them problem. It doesn't have to be yours. As much as they want to make it yours, it doesn't have to be. And that is when we really get that cool kind of response and things get turned around and we're able to embrace what it is that is possible as opposed to what are the possible challenges. And it's good to recognize challenges. It's important. It's important to, be smart with money. But when the spending of that money is leading you to better health than you had and feeling better, it's like, well, I have back pain. Well, and what are you doing about it? Nothing. Well, then I guess you're going to continue to have back pain again. You obviously want back pain if you're not going to do anything to change it. And the people's always like, well, there's nothing you can do about it. I beg to differ, because a lot of people feel better after they get something helped. That'd be the same thing as if saying, your car gets a flat tire and you just sit there and look at it. Well, that's never going to get any better. How about you change the tire? Then you'll be moving along. That's why cars have spares. It's also better to address those things before it becomes a health problem, I think. Exactly. If it hurts this bad at 27, think of how bad it'll hurt in 30 years. So, of course, I'd get it fixed. They tried telling me these horror stories of my aunt going to see a chiropractor after a car accident, and it made it worse. I will say that I've seen the enemy, and sometimes it is us, but the vast majority know what they're doing, love what they do, and are very, very good at it. I told them, one, she didn't disclose she didn't say she was in a car accident. Okay, you kind of need that before you treat somebody. And two, it was a shoddy place because they didn't take an x-ray. Yeah. And don't say you can't afford it. This place charges like $37 for an x-ray. Yeah. Knowing that someone was in a car accident, that's kind of an important thing. That is a really important thing. Everybody that you fight is not your enemy, and everybody that helps you is not your friend. Loki, can you put that over in Inspiring Thoughts? I love that. Everybody that you fight is not your enemy, and everybody that helps you is not your friend. Mike Tyson. Wow. I love that. Please, please put that in Inspiring Thoughts. That is something that we really need to remember. That is definitely worth remembering. That's not accurate. Oh, and Obi J Stunzobi comes in to drop wisdom and perspective. Jay, do you take exception to that statement, and why? Don't say the sky is the limit when there are footsteps on the moon. Stop calling it a dream and start calling it a plan. Some stranger, snoring bush, please put that in Inspiring Thoughts. Oh my goodness. Everybody that you fight is not your enemy, and everybody that helpeth you is not your friend. It is. Now it's accurate. Helpeth that you fighteth. fighteth and helpeth. If. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, the Tyson lisp. Oh, see, Jay is so big brain. Jay is big brain. I was not getting that, and once you said the Tyson lisp, that made perfect sense. See, Jay is, oh my gosh, he is sharp. He's so sharp. And he helps an old lady fix things. It was so funny. There was a point in Jay trying to help me get the camera working, and he said, it's like, Doc, calm down. You're panicking. It's like, yes, I am panicking. I want to be streaming right now. Oh my gosh, Jay. You the man. You the man. You the... This is why I say he's the king of New York and the reigning monarch of Staten Island. Wisdom like this. Oh my goodness gracious. Great balls of fire. It is, you know, it is such a cool thing. And oh, hold on just a second. Hold on. Talk amongst yourselves for a second. I just have to answer this. There we go. All right. The best part is I knew what the fix was right away. Yes, you did. You knew immediately what the fix was, which I had no clue whatsoever. I love seeing the interviews where they ask Tyson about when he bit someone's ear off. He gets all defensive. Yeah. Starts threatening people, and I find it so funny. I should beat yo F. Yes, Mike. Defeats his copper-coated piece of is traveling at 3,000 FPS. I always say you should aim for peace, but if you can't aim for peace, then aim between the eyes. Conor McGregor, please put that in wisdom or in inspiring thought. Af. I mean, you know, and really, there's a lot to unpack with Mike Tyson, and as someone who remembers when he became a thing, the early days of Mike Tyson as a fighter, and you know, I mean, he went on quite a journey. There was quite a journey there, and it's, you know, I mean, when you suddenly have the entire planet aware of you, everybody watching you, everybody, and you know, and it's like with, you know, Mike Tyson, Tiger Woods, Jose Canseco, and you know, I mean, it's like, you know, you get these people who are suddenly in the midst of this mass adoration where everybody is telling you how amazing you are and all of this, but the whole time they're watching you to see when you mess up, because as soon as you do, everybody knows about it. And I think that in a lot of ways, like, you know, people can get very overwhelmed by suddenly having the world at your feet. Because as soon as you mess up, you know, Canseco had the ultimate karma hit him right on top of his head. Yeah. You know, Tyson is terrifying. He knocked someone out and hit the dude another 4 times before he hit the floor. Yep. And the idea that, you know, you have these people who started off and they were like the new amazing, you know, rising stars. And stars burn out. And it can reach that place where, I mean, you know, where else do you go from the top? The place where gravity takes you. And I think that when people start really buying into that as to how amazing they are, but then their humanity kicks in and it's like, wow, you know, I'm not feeling good, and they're not allowed to have a bad day because everybody reminds them, well, but you're at the top, you're, you know, you're this, you're that, you don't have a right to feel bad, you know, you've got a better life than all of us combined. And I think that messes with people's heads. I think it goes into a place where they detach from their own humanity. And then the badness can happen. So, I mean, I would love to find out if extreme wealth and fame would ruin me. Because I don't think it would. I think I have far too much practicality. And in fact, if I ever started getting filled with myself, I would get a cat. Cats are perfect. You get a cat, you always have something that will bring your perspective and humble you in a heartbeat. You can feel like you're on top of the world, and the cat looks at you like, yeah, whatever. Clean out my poop box. Feed me. I think Conor McGregor was wrong in my perspective, because if you aim a prank in the back, so far people don't watch their back, and it's hilarious when you pour freezing cold water down a backside. Okay, I'll censor it. Mike Tyson is not a bad ath. He's a boxer. Did you ever see the ball hit Canseco on the head and go over the fence for an opposing home run? I never saw it. I heard about it. I done handcuffed lightning, throwed thunder in jail. That's bad. Only last week, I murdered a rock, injured a stone, hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean. I make medicine sick. Muhammad Ali. Yep. Floated, he would float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. And he was just, it was always about his sense of himself. And, he always gave it 100%. He didn't always win. And when he didn't win, he was still a gentleman about it. He would still shake somebody's hand. So, and quite frankly, y'all, none of you, not even one of you, knows whether or not one day something could happen and you become a star. Maybe you save the dog of a rich person, or you do something, that gets you a whole ton of attention. At some point, any of you could become that one at the top of their game. Just always remember that gravity is real. And if you have nowhere else to go up, the best you can hope for is that you'll level off and that the descent is gentle. So, keep that in mind. Always remember your humanity, because it's not about, I have to be humble. No, we get to. And it's not even about humility. It's about being able to go, oh, okay, I know myself. That's the thing. Know yourself. For your light and your shadow, for all of you, because all of you is an amazing being. Let's see. On the version I tell people, it always gets a laugh. Float like a moth, sting like a flea. Man could trash talk better than anyone, he proved himself. Yep. And it is a crazy world once we get out there and do our thing. But whatever thing you do, enjoy. Where did all your point things go? Oh, I forgot to turn it on. I'd taken my computer apart, worked it up. Yes, I do remember Sugar Ray. Oh, yeah. Anyway, on that note, we are going to call that a day. I've got something I need to do, and then we're going to be streaming later on Kick. We'll be streaming at around 7:30 on Kick. So, everybody, have an amazing day, morning, afternoon, evening, or night, whatever that is for you. We will be back tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel, fist bump high five if you remember that reference. And please remember that you get to choose. Choice is one of the most powerful things we have to work with. And make sure that you're choosing things that move you forward, not things that hold you back. Please, please remember that you don't have to choose stuff because somebody else says you need to choose it. Choose for yourself. Let them choose for themselves, because that's a them problem. And everybody, please, please, please remember that you are the only you in all the universe. You're the only you that's ever been and the only you that will ever be. And what that does is it makes you special, it makes you sacred, and most of all, it makes you necessary. Because, as the only you in all of the universe wouldn't be the same or complete without you. So, on behalf of Arby, Animal, Yoda, Other Yoda, and Gerald the Christmas Cactus, and myself, take care. May you walk gently with the world. May the world walk gently with you. And as always, I wish you balance and I wish you blessings. From my heart to yours. So have a good day, learn something new. Yo, Terminator Lips 90. And you're coming in just as we're going out. Everybody take care. We'll be over on Kick at 7:30. So take it easy. And the Love Train pulling out of the station. And Terminator, please come back tomorrow. We love getting to know you. And everybody, take care. The Love Train will be pulling into the Kick station in a bit, and it will be back here tomorrow. So, bye! Woo, woo!